What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Listen Up podcast. We're here. Me, the boy KB, looking pretty.
Jesus Christ.
As usual. But yeah, bro. You know, you guys know what we do. We start. Hello, how's it going? A little, toss a little compliment to KB on the side.
You know the joke. They don't know about that part though. I don't know about that.
You see him like little awkward smile, like, oh no, why are you doing that? And then after, what do we get into, my brother? You say, how about you start it off this week? We'll switch it up a little bit, change up the formula.
Hey yo, man, my goddamn start of the week. Bro, I want to give a shout out. I want to give a shout out to the Chicago Skies, bro, because for some reason I paid attention to WNBA finals this year, and somehow it was lit.
They just played the finals,
bro. Yeah, a lot of missed layups still, but we all miss layups here and there. Shout out Kenneth Parker for coming home to Chicago and bringing the city a championship in the first year there. That's huge, yo. So shout out to Chicago Sky, shout out Kenneth Parker, the whole team. They went crazy against my GOAT, but it was a well fought series up to 5. The girls did their thing. Shout out to Chicago Skies, bro. My stars of the week.
Yeah.
Who's your star, yo?
Before I get into my star, I'm double tripping. So they're playing their playoffs now, and it's only up to 5?
Every single series is up to 5. It's like best out of 5 instead of best out of 7. And they just played the finals.
That's so odd. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, my star of the week, y'all see this jersey? Y'all see the number? Y'all know who it is. The C, the great 8, Alexander Ovechkin. He just passed, I think, Marcel Leon, for number 5th all time on the goal scoring list, and he's about to break all of those records probably this season and next season. And then the only one that he has to eventually attain, which has become a big story, is Gretzky's record. So here's me as a huge Ovi fan praying that he breaks the all-time goal scoring record. Just signed a 5-year deal. I think he can do it. So, but now he's ranked 5th all time. So he's my star of the week for scoring 2 goals this week and getting that 5th all time spot by himself. But let's hop into some NBA news. Another thing that's almost becoming formulaic at this point. What did I say last week? 2 names. Yeah, the media loves these names on their lips. Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, back again. Honestly, I'm starting to get tired of talking about Kyrie Irving and Ben Simmons, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
I can't lie to you. Me too, bro.
I'm so tired of talking about these two. I think we're coming to the end of the situation with one of them, so thank God. Thank the Lord. But the other one, shoot, if he keeps going this way, I might just have to slide that news to the side, but
they have nothing else going on. Instead of putting news on the court, they want to put news on off
the court, personal life stuff. But let's start off with the man, Mr. Kyrie Irving. He hopped on IG Live, I think Thursday. I tried to watch his live, but the man's internet connection is horrendous.
Bootleg.
I don't know where he is, bro. This guy's
my boy. You make millions a year. You got bootleg connection. You'll fix that. That's crazy. I'm not even gonna talk to you.
But Kyrie's definitely the type, bro. He's probably off somewhere on some wilderness retreat. Let me escape the media, the noise, everything. But yeah, he hopped on IGTV. Sorry, not IGTV. IG Live, said a few things. I'm gonna play y'all a little clip here just to give y'all his update, at least, on the situation that he's going through.
My voice. Nobody's going to take the power away from me that I have for speaking on these things, and don't believe that I'm retiring. Don't believe that, I'm going to give up this game for a vaccine mandate or staying unvaccinated. Don't believe any of that shit, man.
So, y'all hear that? A little snippet. You can go watch, tons of people record the IG Live. It's the man goes on for 20 minutes. There's a lot of things that he said. I don't know if KB, if you were able to catch, his whole, live. Probably not, right? But this has been, what I just played for you guys is the quote that's been going around all over socials. But he said some good things in there. You know what I mean? I don't chastise Kyrie as much as the rest of the media does. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. But part of it is also kind of, you know, like, what Kyrie basically was saying is he's trying to give a voice to the voiceless. So he's not necessarily anti-vax. He has no problem with the vax. He's just, like, kind of trying to make a scene so that the people who are anti-vax have someone who kind of represents them. And I get it, and I think there's as always with Kyrie, there's always good intentions, you know what I mean? Like no one will tell you Kyrie's a bad person. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he's not a bad person. It's just like the decisions, I guess, sometimes, you know, like
I mean, for the looks of it, like, it's not. I don't know. Like, to me personally, it's not a bad decision what he's doing. It's more like like he said, like, he's using his platform to give those people a voice. Like, yeah, there has to be another way to go about it. But what else could he be doing? Take the vaccine and just play ball? Nah.
maybe talk to the media afterwards and tell them, like, hey, I took it, but for the people out there who don't want to take it, who don't have a profession like I have where I have to, you know, like, it shouldn't be forced and mandated like that. I don't know.
But I don't think that should be taken seriously at all. That's like me doing something and then telling people not to do it. It's like
Well, that's true.
It's like he's not gonna go and take it knowing damn well that he's fighting for to give people a voice that don't want to take it. It's like it makes sense from a certain standpoint, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you sign your soul to whoever you sign your soul to. So now if they got rules for you, it's either you follow them or you don't. Now if you decide not to follow them, like, yeah, like, consequences come with it, the media, all that stuff. You signed up for all of that, man. But at the end of the day, what is it gonna be? You gonna stay on the news? You're not gonna play ball, or what are you gonna do? I want to see Kyrie on the court. Me personally.
So do I. I love seeing Kyrie. And, like, you know, I was cracking jokes, like, that he was gonna retire, and he just said, like, don't believe I'm gonna retire. That's not true.
Yeah, it was coming for you on that one.
He heard me. He heard me specifically. He listens. Kyrie listens, just so y'all know. So y'all better listen too, you know. But yeah, like, and he had lots of like pretty good points in there. Like, yeah, the voice for the voiceless. Like, he's not gonna compromise himself for something that's being forced, and I can respect that. You know what I mean? I do respect it. You know, like, it's just, I think, like you said, selfishly, we all want to see Kyrie play. You know, the Nets, obviously, everything that they've invested into assembling that big three and having it basically, like, you know, if Kyrie doesn't play this season, like, he's definitely not signing a contract with these guys again. Like, even if he does play, like, the way that this situation went down, I could see him not signing a contract with them again. James Harden is here for a year. If Kyrie's out, like, is he gonna stay? I don't know. Is he just gonna run it with him and KD?
Yeah. If Kyrie leaves, if anything, that's even a better situation for James Harden because he gets to get that bag. He gets that contract. He gets that contract.
Is he not on a max already?
That never stopped nobody from getting another one. Especially not a guy like James Harden. Even if he's on a max right now, like, at this point.
Personally, I think that's a better duo in my opinion.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, I'd rather James Harden and KD do their best to get out the East than have Kyrie in and out the lineups because he can or cannot play certain games. It's like, I don't know. I enjoy Kyrie Irving basketball. I really do. I wanted to see him back on the court, but if this whole vaccine is going to be an issue, then my thing is, how long is it going to be an issue for? Because regardless, like, there are cities and states that you won't be able to play in. So what's gonna happen? Like, you're gonna sit out those games. So let's say you got
he's gonna have to get vaccinated eventually.
That's what I'm saying. So let's say you got a playoff series in that certain state or whatever, and you have to get vaccinated. What's gonna happen? You're not gonna play that playoff series?
Well, he might do. Well, I don't know if he's gonna sign for a state that allows you to play without a vaccine, but except, like, give the team a discount on the contract, and then he only plays home games or games where he can play. Like, it'd be a weird situation like that. But yeah, I don't know what's gonna go on with that, man. But at least, like, I also agree with you. If James Harden stays, I don't know if he will. That's the thing. Like, some people feel like if they don't have that big three, he'll leave. But if he stays, I think the team could be even better because they can build a better supporting cast around the two main guys. And we always said, like, remember when the original James Harden rumors were there? We were like, why don't you just trade Kyrie for James Harden straight up? You know what I mean? And keep, like, Jared Allen and, like, all those guys that they lost Dinwiddie, Allen, what's his name, LeVert. Like, they lost a lot of great players, like, in that.
Their lineup was deep.
Their lineup was super deep. Like, just with Kyrie and KD, like, that team looked good, like, you know, when they had just those two. And to me, if you could build, like, a similar supporting cast, but just swap in Harden for Kyrie, that's a better team because Harden's the better player. Like, you know, so...
I mean, hopefully they get that situation sorted out because season's about to start in like 2-3 days from now. So,
I think like he's either gonna bite the bullet or he's out for the season, and the Nets being favorites is donezo. But yeah, because no team's gonna take Kyrie in a trade either. Like he's even less tradable than Ben Simmons at this point. You know,
which is so bad, yeah. It's so bad, yeah.
Yeah, but speaking of the man Ben Simmons. He's returned. The prodigal son has returned to Philly.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's back. He's back. The boy Rich Paul told him to go back because he was losing way too much money. Way too much money.
Is that what you think it is? I think he's kind of stupid at this point, bro. It's like if you were gonna sit out that long, might as well just sit it out completely. Like you already pushed it to the point where your teammates don't like you anymore. Or like, you know what I mean? Like you said, don't come here, don't visit me. Like your team ain't messing with you. You pissed off the organization. The organization ain't messing with you. Like you've taken it too far where it's just like it's time to commit. Like, you know, the man's loading bar got to 85% and he dropped. You know, typical Ben Simmons. Once again, he doesn't have that killer mentality. He can't even be a killer to get what he wants. You know what I mean? He's soft. Like, and some news that just came out recently, actually, and I believe it, is apparently when he was having a tough time against Atlanta in the playoffs, he tried to use like the COVID-19 protocols to find a way to sit out that game because he didn't want to play. And that's like coming like now apparently like now all of the people within that organization are just exposing him, you know what I mean? Like he did them dirty, so trainers, coaches, players, they're all just like, yo, hey, anonymous report. Ben Simmons did this, Ben Simmons did that. So this came out from like recently too. I don't know who the source is, but it's been all over like major sports news pages. So is it true? Is it not true? I'm gonna believe it because it sounds something like very much like what Ben Simmons would do.
Yo. I mean, like his defensive assignment was Trae Young, and the fact that you want to sit out in Game 7 against Trae Young for him to embarrass your ass, bro. My bad, man. Like if whatever that is true. If that's true, then Ben Simmons, I don't know, man. But like, I don't. Just because I want to respect the guy, I don't even want to believe that's true. But like, it was Trae Young, bro. Trae Young looks like a child compared to you.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Trae Young, bro.
Trae Young's probably one of the smallest players in the NBA.
He got to be, but like, and Ben Simmons being his defensive assignment is like, yo, how are you backing up from Trae Young and then what was it? Eastern Conference semifinals. Yeah, semifinals. You have a chance to make it all the way to the finals, and you're backing out from Trae Young. My bad, man. Yeah. I don't even know if I should take you seriously anymore, Benjamin.
But yeah, like I mean, like we've already said all we need to say about Ben Simmons. You know what I mean? Like I don't like. Once again, I'm kind of tired of talking about Kyrie and Ben. Like, you know, it's just always Kyrie Ben all the time. Like, I'm a little bit more interested on the Kyrie side of things because I want to see him back in the league. Like, Kyrie, it's more like all he has to do is get vaccinated and we get to see a superstar back. Ben Simmons is kind of just like, screw you, Ben. You know what I mean? Like, Ben is very much like a screw you, like, for me at least. I don't know about you, but Ben is just cheesy me. He's been such a drama queen. But
I just exactly. It's just a drama queen in him, bro. That's all it is. That's all it is.
But anyways, he's back, so we'll see what's gonna happen with him. That's gonna be an awkward situation for the season. Hopefully he plays well so he can get traded. Because if he doesn't play well, I think he's sticking around. But last but not least, the king and his group of merry men. You know. Los Angeles Lakers, the story of the preseason, for all the wrong reasons. What they go 6-0, but like 0-6, 0-6, and not even against good teams. But it's preseason. It's preseason. We'll preface it with that. It's preseason. However, whether you're a huge Lakers fan or not, this is concerning. So
it's not.
You don't think so?
Why would this be concerning? Explain your points, please.
Okay, so in 6 games, combined turnovers for LeBron and Russ, 34.
Okay, in 6 games, divide 34 by 6. What is that? That's like 6 point something. 6 point something per turnovers in a game. 6 turnovers a game for 2 people. That's nothing. I'm just saying.
I feel like most of those are Russ though. Isn't he? Isn't he like? Doesn't he have a higher than that? What did Russ have through 6 games? Do you know?
His turnover ratio in like 2 games was 17, and that's what had me worried. The first 2 games, he had 17 turnovers in 2 games. That's what had me worried. Now, first 2 games of the preseasons, this, that, whatever. Like, yeah, it's something to worry about, but at the same time, I'm not worried whatsoever because for them, brand new lineup, preseason, who are they facing? The Nets, the Suns, the Warriors, Sacramento. None of these teams healthy today, as of today, in a 7-game series can beat the Lakers. That just to me is just like point blank. You know what I mean? Other than that, I don't know. I'm not really worried just because, like, bro, LeBron had 30 points in 29 minutes the last game they played. It's like the boy played 29 minutes. There's a 48-minute gap. There's a 48-minute basketball game. The maximum minutes he's played in the preseason is 30 minutes. Other than that, like, what do I got to be worried about?
That's true. That's true.
I got no worries whatsoever.
Hey man, I'm thinking I don't know if the Russ experiment is gonna work out at the end of the day, bro. You're still a believer? You still think it's gonna work out?
I believe it just because how can I say this? Whatever big man you put with Russ, they're gonna play well. That 2-man game that Russ can play with a big man, it can make it work. If Russ understands that the only thing he has to do on this team is literally attack the basket instead of making plays first, it will work because no guard in this league other than like Ben Simmons, and you can probably count them on your hand other than Ben Simmons, can actually stand in front of Russell and actually guard him. He was cooking D Fox, he was cooking Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, all these guys they played in the preseason. To him, going to the rim against these guys, that's light work, baby food, rocking the baby on a regular basis. That's what it was. So to me, I ain't stressed. I'm not worried.
What about when him and LeBron are on the court though? That's like he's gotta share the ball, no? Like that ball can't be in his hands, right? Who's carrying the ball up the court, Russ or Bron?
My thing, in my opinion, LeBron should stick to whatever he was doing last season and being the point guard, and Russ just attack the basket when you have to. If whenever you give the ball to Russ, you're expecting a bucket, either because he's passing it to a big man for a pick and roll type of action, or he's actually taking it to the basket, or that's it. Because I can't picture Russ getting like triple doubles back to back to back.
That's another thing. Russ needs to understand that he's not getting triple doubles no more. That's another thing. Is Russ gonna accept that? That he's not averaging a triple double this year? You know,
he doesn't have a choice but to accept that.
I hope so.
It's like the 2-man game between LeBron and AD. To me, it works perfectly. It's never gone down. I've seen Russell and DeAndre Jordan doing the thing. It was successful. That's last Sacramento game that was like the entree to what's going to happen this season. They're gonna finish first in the West. They're gonna win that championship, and y'all gonna see me in LA for the parade. That's it.
You want to hear something crazy?
Uh,
Russell Westbrook for Ben Simmons.
Absolutely not.
You wouldn't take that deal?
No, that makes my situation worse.
How so?
Russ already shoots bricks. What am I adding Ben Simmons for?
The defensive game.
Oh my God, Russ's defense is not as bad as we think. Yeah, you know that.
It's not as bad as we think, but like it's not at Ben Simmons level. Ben Simmons doesn't have to score from the outside. He doesn't need to use his jumper because they'll be okay without him. You know, because Westbrook doesn't have a jumper either. So
he shoots the ball better than Ben Simmons does.
He does.
He scores better than Ben Simmons does.
He does.
His scoring is more important to me than Ben Simmons' defense on the Lakers team. That's already probably the best defensive team in the league right now.
You think so?
Yeah, bro. Defensively, if it's not Giannis, I don't know who else it is defensively. If it's not Milwaukee Bucks and they lost PJ Tucker, I don't know who it would be. I have to think about that.
Yeah, Milwaukee's up there.
Milwaukee's up there.
The Raps fell off.
Yeah, big time. The Raps fell off.
Losing Kyle Lowry hurts them a lot with that.
Yeah, I mean, Miami's gonna be in that discussion for
Miami,
best defense in the league.
Bam, Lowry,
They're all
Butler.
small though. They're all small though.
They
That's my
are.
thing.
They are.
That's my point. Like Bam's your biggest guy, being your center at 6'6", 6'7". That's LeBron's size. LeBron makes Bam look small. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that guy either.
I think Bam's 6'9". I think Bam's 6'9". No.
LeBron's Bam has to be around that height, but LeBron's like 6'8", 6'7", something like that. So
LeBron's also 6'9", I think. No.
Is he? I don't even know, but I just know he makes that boy look small. When they were playing Sacramento 2 days ago or something like that, bro, Tristan Thompson was the biggest guy on the court for Sacramento, and Tristan Thompson and LeBron in height the difference is not like crazy. It's there. So your biggest guy being your center is 6'9". When I got men's on the court like AD, Dwight Howard, DJ, like yo, bro, I don't know. I don't know. Personally, I'm excited to see what this Lakers team is gonna give me this season. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a bunch of freaking adjustments and shit like that, but I don't know, man. I'm excited for my boy Melo coming off the bench, dropping 15 on them kids.
Melo did look good in the preseason. He looked good in the preseason.
I'm really like I'm happy they lost all their preseason games, because if they had won all them games, everyone would have been like, oh yeah, that's what you guys are getting ready for the Lakers, this, that, whatever. But now that they lost, it's like, oh, this might not work, and then when it will work, it's like, dang, Russ and LeBron on the court together, that's something we would have never thought about. Here we go, man.
All right, bro. We'll have to see. When's the season starting this week? No, next week.
Season starts Tuesday. They're taking off against Golden State and Steph Curry, who's gonna catch some smoke. But that boy too, man. Watch out for that MVP title. He might go for that.
I'm telling you, he was my MVP pick last week. I'm telling you.
He might go for that.
But yeah, man. Let's hop into to some NHL stuff. Mostly the Leafs for the most part. Did you catch all the games this week?
Yeah, except yesterday's. Like yesterday was in and out. I was all around the place.
Yeah. So, I mean, we had the Montreal game, won that, lost to Ottawa on Thursday, and then we won yesterday against Ottawa, which is honestly an expectation for me at this point. That's why the game on Thursday was a little frustrating. How about you start us off, bro? What was like some things that you saw in the games that you watched, players you like? What do you think of the Leafs? Like, what are you kind of expecting from them? It's the first week of the regular season.
Home opener was like everything I hoped for. Like, it was a hard fought game, this, that, whatever. Once again, I was pissed at the fact that the energy that was put in that first game was not there last year during the playoffs. But you know, like, we're not gonna reminisce about last year. It went through. it did what it did, man. It did what it did to our feelings. It did what it did to our emotions. But we're gonna move on. But nah. First game was crazy. I really liked the first game. Who like, there's a bunch of new cats that I actually mess with, like that Bunting boy.
Bunting's nice. He's had a good. He scored last night.
Yeah, Bunting had a good game. What's that other guy named Engvall?
Pierre Engvall. Yeah, he's been in and out of the lineup. He's been with us for like 3 seasons.
Yeah, I haven't seen him around that much, but I don't know. Like those games, like I feel like he showed up some way somehow. It was a good week. The second game though, like
the second game was tough to watch.
Second game was horrible to watch. To me, no. Actually, second game they almost made that comeback, didn't they?
They did, but that's typical Leafs bullshit, bro. They always do
typical. Yeah, but to me, it's like the goals, the fact that they were down 3-0 at that point was like, it was just plain basic mistakes. Like, to me,
it wasn't really their fault. Like, it was like bounced off a player, went in, bounced off the skate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I that's why I'm not losing my mind over it. Like some of these fans.
Like, to me, like, I was looking. Like, at first, when I was watching the game, I was paying attention to what's his name, Mrazek, the goalie.
Yeah, the new guy we brought in.
Yeah. I was paying attention to him, and I'm like, bro, like, tu bouges comme une passoire. Like, what is this, bro? Like, he was literally just bootleg. I thought he was garbage. But then the game went on, and I was like, okay, no, this guy's not that bad. Like, he could actually play, whatever. But once again, like, that comeback I thought they were going to make that happen.
I thought they were going to make it happen too.
They literally had a shot at, like, there was like maybe 5 seconds left. I don't know who took that. I feel like it was Bunting, but I'm not too sure. There was 5 seconds left in the third period. They had a chance to tie it, and he didn't. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe that. But other than that, bro, like, I don't know. It was a good week for the boys. The third game was yesterday. I was in and out that game too. I can't even lie. I didn't pay attention that much.
Like, there's so much news coming out of the whole week, but especially the third game. But like that Thursday game, I want to give a shout out to Anton Forsberg, which was the keeper for Ottawa. Matt Murray, the starting netminder, got injured, and then he came in, and now he's the starter for who knows how long. And the guy just had that game. He had 42 saves, so it was like it wasn't like we didn't make that comeback for no reason. You know what I mean? The keeper was lights out. And even last night, bro, I don't know if you saw the save that he made on John Tavares.
Oh my God, that was nasty.
Nasty. You saw that, right? Like when he went backhand forehand and he just robbed him. Like that was like, damn. I was like, damn, JT. I know John Tavares wants to, because like Matthews is not here right now, so this is his time to just like.
He's coming back tomorrow though.
Yeah, he's coming. He's rumored to be coming back tomorrow. Let's pray, because this team looks like. Let's be honest. That's how you know Austin Matthews is a superstar in this league, because he makes that team look completely different. They're still good without him, but with him, they just look like he takes control. He's such a superstar.
Yeah.
But yeah, JT like he's trying to get started. You know what I mean? He's trying to get his season going. So is Mitch. You know, they're having a little bit of a rough time, but last night they looked good. For the first time, I didn't like how they looked in the first 2 games, to be honest. But last night they were looking better. Nylander's been looking great all season. I'm telling you, this guy's like 30 goals minimum. This guy's gonna get like 60 plus points easy. Like that's what he usually averages. But I feel like he might get 80 points this year, bro. Nylander's gross, bro. Nylander's gross.
He's one of those guys where he's everywhere, yo. Like it's mess. Like I don't know. Every single time I watch him play, it's like he doesn't look like. I don't even know how to put it.
It's too easy, you know.
Yeah,
like,
it's too easy.
He's smooth. Nylander is like very like the most nonchalant guy, and like sometimes you think that means that he's not playing well because he's not. It looks like he's not trying, but like he's just so smooth, man. Like Willie's slowly becoming like my favorite of the big 4, bro. Like he's been, well, not even slowly. Like I think he might already be, bro. Like especially. Like after last season with Mitch, like yo, Nylander's looking, he's looking sick. That contract looking amazing.
Yeah, I can't even lie to you. If there's anybody on that team, I have to get a jersey. It has to be him.
I know. I already said
it has to be him.
Don't worry about that. I'm looking into it. I'm looking into it. That might be a little gift, you know, like a little gift for someone special.
They're mad, yeah. Me and my boy Nylander, we need a date.
Bro, he's a fly guy, good looking dude. It's a sick number. 288 is a sick number. I feel like if you're gonna rock a jersey, like it's a good look. But yeah, Willie's looking just like elite. And honestly, to be honest, like I know they're gonna put Mitch with Matthews again, but like before you started watching the Leafs, it was actually Nylander, Matthews, and then Mitch was with another line before Tavares came, and then Tavares came and he played a season with JT before like finally Mitch started playing with Matthews. Like, Matthews and Mitch are sick, but like I feel like I liked Nylander Matthews better, and I know it went stale and that's why they made the switch, but the way Nylander's playing right now, they could run that back, because now you can't just like be like, Mitch is gonna make the pass to Matthews for the shot and all we gotta do is stop Matthews' shot. Now you have to respect there's 2 shooters on the ice. You know what I mean? Like, if Nylander is either gonna snipe that himself or he's gonna pass it off to Matthews and score. The only reason that I would say maybe keep them separate is like they're both generators, and like you might want to have like Nylander on his own line and Matthews on his own line, because right now Nylander's looking like the second best player of the big 4, even though like technically. Skill-wise, it's Mitch, but right now, like the way they're playing, Nylander's looking like the second best player of the big 4, so he's looking nice. Yeah, speaking of new guys to come in, I really like Kampf. He surprised me. But you mentioned Bunting. Bunting looks good. Kampf looks good. He's impressed me as a third-line center. Like I didn't know who he was before the season started, so he's looked good. Just doing his job, doing his role, win some face-offs, go fight for the puck, keep possession.
I don't know, for some reason, I don't, like, I know, like, the expectations for them are not as high as it was last year, but for some reason, I'm really, like, excited to watch them this year, some way, somehow. I don't know what it is.
You think so? I think the expectations are higher for them now, or at least at the same level. Yeah, bro, because last year's embarrassing. Like, they can't do that again. Like, now it's like, if you don't win a round, y'all are done. Like, it might even be rebuild. Like, no, like, it's like, it might even be like, like wash the lineup. You know, what keep your main pieces, your young boys. Wash the lineup. Like
yeah, I don't know. To me, last season is just I thought I was convinced that it was championship.
Oh, all of us were. All of us. That's why it was so disappointing.
Yeah, but like this season, I feel like I don't know. I don't know. Once again, it's like I'm really excited to see them, but I don't know if it's because I don't think that they're gonna win, or it's because I watched the documentary and I'm so much more like
invested.
Into it.
Yeah.
That like I really want them to freaking perform. Like I think that's what it is, but we'll see.
But take it in, like, you know, just to show you how much everybody expected last year to be the year. They had cameras in the room. They filmed the documentary. Like, you think they filmed that documentary expecting them to lose in the first round? I don't think so. I think the documentary, they were there because they were like, oh shoot, we can watch one of the most popular sports franchises in the world win a cup, like, and film it all and put it on a, you know, like, that's what the investors, whoever like came up with that idea of making that documentary had in mind. That was the ideal end. Like, why did they hop into the room last season? Because there was expectations, you know, not just the team expected it. We saw in the documentary, the team, they expected it of themselves. The coach expected it. We expected it as fans. Like, last season was a colossal disappointment. The only reason that, like, I'm also kind of excited. One, I'm excited because we get to watch American teams again, and I can't wait. Like, Monday's going to be the first game against an American team, I think, in a minute. Yeah, against I can't wait to watch like a game against a team that's not a Canadian team. Honestly, I could deal with us not watching a game against a Canadian team for the next 2 months. Like, I've seen it all. Like, literally watching like Montreal then Ottawa back to back was like so like yeah, it's a new season, it's exciting. I'm trying to watch the team, but I'm like, I'm so tired of seeing these guys. Another guy I want to shout out is Tim Stützle, though. Like, I don't know if you saw him, the rookie. Not rookie, he's in his sophomore season now with Ottawa. But, like, he pulled a disgusting move. I don't know if you saw it, but, like,
I think I did. The one that gave him that open netter thing?
I think so. Like, he didn't finish. He didn't finish the play. But, like, he basically received a pass behind him. Backhand toe dragged it through his legs and then went through the defender's legs. I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna be a superstar, bro. Like, Ottawa, enjoy Tim Stützle, man. He's nasty. And these German kids, like, yo, we're starting to get some nasty German players. Draisaitl, Tim Stützle, like, yo, man, Germany might be kind of nice when Draisaitl's in his like 30s. Like, they might have a nice team because they're starting to get stars in the league. Tim Stützle is gross. Like, that was disgusting. That had me out of my seat. I'm not gonna lie. That and the JT save were like, damn. Like we're gonna win this game, but Ottawa, kudos to you, bro. Like, you know, your players are showing up.
Yeah, Ottawa had me shook. I can't lie to you. There's this one guy. What's his name? Tyler Ennis, I think.
Tyler Ennis, yo, he played for us. I knew you were gonna say him. The little play he made behind the net.
Yeah, he was nasty still. Like, I like the way he played the 2 games. Like, I really like seeing him around and, you know, hustling for what he was doing and stuff. Like, bro, I don't know. I love Tyler Ennis. Yeah, I enjoy watching him. I can't even lie to you.
I love Tyler Ennis so much. Nice. Like, he was like one of Buffalo's better players in his younger days. The problem with Tyler Ennis is like injuries and he's small. Like, unfortunately for him, like, he's small, so like, you know, he can get hit like pretty easily. You can knock him off the puck easily, but when he's skating and he's got those hands moving, nasty. Like, Tyler Ennis has underrated hands. Like, and when he played, he kind of had a resurgence when he played for Toronto. He came here after injury, like you know, best doctors in the league. Shout out to them, but. He came here after his injury, and then he basically like rejuvenated his career, scored like 12 goals, which like, you know, as a third liner and stuff. And then I was sad to see him go, but like, you know, that's
how long ago was that though?
Through 3 seasons ago, I think.
Yeah, that's why. Like, I don't know, for some reason his name was kind of like familiar, but like I was not trying to. I couldn't put my hands on it. I mean, like, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think there's also a Tyler Ennis in the league too. So, in the NBA, no, wasn't there a Tyler Ennis in an NBA or?
There's a James Ennis in the NBA.
I think there was a Tyler Ennis in the NBA too.
Yeah, there might be a Tyler Ennis in the NBA too, but but those names are so like
commonplace, I guess.
Yeah.
And you also touched on Mrazek. So I don't know if you heard about last night. There was a UFT goalie in net for UFT goalie, backup goalie.
Yeah.
So do you know the story behind it, like why it happened or no?
No, but I was I don't know the story, but we were watching it at some next restaurant or whatever, and the guys were just talking so much shit about UFT hockey and this, that, whatever. And I was like, why are we like watching a Leafs game and UFT's in the conversation? So I guess you're about to tell me because
Yeah.
I don't understand what's going on right now.
So okay. So basically, the answer is salary cap. So
Mrazek,
Mrazek.
broke motherfuckers.
well, no, it's because it's actually the opposite. It's like we have a limit and we can't surpass that limit, and we kind of got stuck. So Mrazek got injured in that Thursday night game, right? Like at the end of the game, Campbell's also looked sick. Like every game he's played, he's looked good.
Nice.
Like I love Jack Campbell so much, man. I love Jack Campbell so much. Like not to be sidetracked, but I don't know if you saw. I posted a clip in our IG story of like him after the game, and they were like, "Oh, did you hear how the fans were chanting soup and stuff?" And he's like, "Yes, I like that. Thank you very much. I appreciate it." Like I'm like, yo, this guy is God's gift to earth, bro. He's so sweet. Like I'm talking about another man right now, but he's so sweet. Like, oh man, if that was my kid, I'd be the proudest parent on earth, bro. Like, starting goaltender for the Leafs, polite, nice as hell. Like, what a good dude. But anyways, Mrazek got injured, and basically what happened is we were going into the game and we were gonna call up Michael Hutchinson. I don't know if you remember him from last season. He was our third string goalie last year.
Yeah.
So we were gonna call up Hutch, but the problem is like on game day, Justin Hall got sick. So obviously, we're in a panini, as we'll say. Like I'm not gonna say the actual word because I don't feel like it. So we're in a panoramic right now. So so obviously, if the man's got a cold or something, they don't know. Like they don't know if it's just a cold. Like he can't play, so he's gotta get the test. So because of that, we're like, okay, we'll just put Timothy Liljegren in, right? Who's like one of the younger defensemen, and he's on the two-way. But the problem is to bring up Hutchinson, we had to send Timothy Liljegren down to the minors to like make the money even out under the cap. So that was going to be the plan. They were going to send Timothy Liljegren down, call up Michael Hutchinson, put him into lineup. Justin Hall was supposed to play, right? So our defense would, like our regular lineup would have been untouched. We would have just called up our backup goalie. But the problem is now we lost the defenseman, and we have the next best defenseman is Timothy Liljegren, who was our extra. But in order to call up the keeper, we have to send down that defenseman, Liljegren. Yeah. And obviously now he has to be into the lineup, so now they're stuck. And they can't call up Hutchinson because monetary-wise, they can't do it. So that's why this UFT goalie kid got a call at the last minute to be the backup. So interesting story. It's kind of like, honestly, it's kind of embarrassing a little bit, but like it's, oh man, we need a luxury tax in the NHL, man. We need a luxury tax. Like,
I mean, man, shout out that UFT boy, bro. That probably was.
Imagine how sick of a story that is. Yeah, imagine you being like called up to be like on the NBA bench, just like you're not playing, but you literally get to sit on the bench, watch a game, sit beside like LeBron James and just chat it up, like it's
big shout out to him, man. I wonder how like he feels or how he's gonna move around the campus now. Like I don't know, man.
I mean, he seemed like a good kid. Like he had his post game interview. I watched it. He seemed like a really good kid. So, yeah, but he's definitely moving around. Like he's getting some play. He's getting some play. Like
I just don't want him to start moving all Hollywood and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
nah, I mean it's a 15 seconds of fame type of thing, right? Like eventually it's gonna wear down, but it'll be a cool story to tell one time. Like he'll be at a party in like 3 years, and like he'll just be like, oh yeah, like I played like goalie for the Leafs one game, and they're like, what? What's your name? They search it up. They see he was like, they see his story. Like
crazy.
It's a cool little story. Like yeah, that's why it happened. So it just goes to show you why the salary cap is annoying and how basically I don't have another word than panini or panoramic, but like how that affected the salary cap, and now it's a flat cap and hasn't increased because of that, and now we're kind of screwed because and that's one thing that sucks too. If you're looking at the stars who were signed recently, like Pedersen, Quinn Hughes, Nick Suzuki just signed, Tkachuk just signed for the Sens. Like all of them are getting signed like around like 7-8 mil, whereas we signed Mitch and Austin to like 11 mil and 10 8.6 mil. You know what I mean? And all of these guys are getting signed to less because of the pandemic, because the money is not as, like, they know that the cap is not going to move. But when we signed Mitch and Austin, like, the pandemic was not even a thought. So we thought, like, the cap was going to increase over time and we were going to be okay. But now we got screwed. Like, if we literally signed those contracts like a year and a half later, they probably would have been less, you know? So so that's kind of the messed up situation we're in now. We paid, like, the most prime dollar that you're going to pay over the next, like, 5-6 years. Like, I don't know if we're going to reach that total again until, like, maybe 2 seasons from now. So we're in a tough spot in that regard, because I don't know how much the cap is going to be going up. And that's where you get weird situations like this, you know what I mean? Like, the coach doesn't even know what's going on. He's just like, hey, yo, what's up, man? Like, you know, just know, like, this guy literally needs to break his leg for me to put you out there.
So what? Coach just shows up to work and they tell him that, oh, we don't.
They're just like, yeah, you have a goalie from U of T on the bench. Like,
oh my god. That's crazy. That's actually crazy,
dude. I'm in the back like this with the chapelet, you know, touching all the beads, praying that nothing happens to Jack Campbell in that game, bro. Because
hey man, but it would have been nice to actually see him play and
no, it wouldn't have been nice. No, it would have been nice.
No, they would have laid him up, man.
Yeah, exactly. And then we would have got once again, the Leafs would be the laughing stock of the NHL. Not only did we lose to a backup random guy, but we also lost using a backup random guy. So, like, you know, he did play OHL hockey though. That's the thing. Like, he's our age at U of T. He's like a 24-year-old kid, but before he played professional hockey, he played like OHL, right? So, like, that's where you get drafted to come into NHL. Yeah. They would send you to the minors or whatever. But yeah, he played OHL level, so he played high level hocky. It's not like he was like some.
So he must be solid, yo. He must be solid. We should have given him a chance.
No. There's a reason why he's trying to get a degree and he's not playing hockey except for university levels. So, you know.
Hey, you're disrespectful, man.
Well, I'm not trying to diss, but, like, you know, there's a reason. There's a reason for that. But yeah, one other thing too that I want to mention, like super quick, like the benefits of this ESPN deal with the NHL. I actually think that, like, there's gonna be a lot of growth from this. I noticed, like, production wise and camera angle wise, it looks different this year. Like, it's a lot more crisp, and there was camera angles that I've been watching hockey for years. Camera angles that I've never seen. Like, you know, like I don't want to reference, like, I'm going to anyways, but like it's not like you guys would be able to picture what I'm talking about. But there was, like, a moment at the end of the Thursday game against Ottawa, I think, or was it Wednesday? One of the first 2 games, like, Mitch had like a rebound chance, and they switched the camera to, like, right behind the net, and it was such a sick camera angle. I was like, oh man, this is lit, like a nice wide fisheye right behind the net. I was like, this is sick. Like, this is unusual. Like, I've seen, like, inside the net before. I've seen kind of, like, above the boards, but this was, like, ice level bottom, and I'm like, oh, this is sick. And I saw the camera inside the boards. Like, I don't know if that's new this season. I think it is. But, you know, and then you see stuff like Charles Barkley playing goalie while Wayne Gretzky is shooting on him. Like, that's cool, man. That's like, yo, this is sick. Good
exposure, yeah.
It's great exposure. Like, because... Listen, man, like you've been watching hockey, like you tell me, like, I think if this sport is promoted correctly, like, it could be a big sport, because the speed and the way that the thing is with hockey is, like, the intensity, the build-up is slow, but once you reach that, like, pinnacle point, like, that third period, like, game is close type of vibe, especially, like, playoffs, like, I think there's very few sports that are close to that. Like the pressure is like, oh, shoot. You know what I mean? Because, like, ball is a game of runs. It's kind of like, oh, you got to stop the momentum. It's like a momentum swing thing. Hockey is kind of like, yo, like, either team makes one mistake and it's done. You know what I mean? Like, that's the tension you get in the third period. And I know you felt it. Like, that first game against Ottawa when we almost made the comeback, you felt it. Like, you just explained it. Like, oh, I thought he was gonna score the last 5 seconds. Like, that can happen. And then it's like, what? Then overtime. Like, it's very much like hockey's that feeling, because it's so quick. Like, I feel like footy, you know, like, if it's a 2-1 lead, like, I don't know, 89th minute or something, like, you're in your head, you're kind of like, oh, the chances of them like tying this game is like pretty low because like
low,
yeah, because the build up is like real slow and like it's a different type of game. Hockey, you're like you believe it until that horn rings, like like
yeah. I feel like this season's gonna be huge for the NHL, bro. This season's
gonna be a big
huge.
I think like over the next like 3 seasons or so, the game's gonna get a lot bigger. I'm confident in it. At ESPN and like man, I watched like a sick video like maybe we'll put it like down in the description. Like I'll have to like send it over your way. You could watch it too. I don't know if you'd be too interested in like music, but it was basically like the ESPN song, excuse me, that they had for hockey night for hockey like 17 years ago. Excuse me. They had like a special about the composer, and he kind of like told the story of how he made it and then they made like players like listen to it. They made like players in the league today put the headphones in, and like the older guys were like Crosby was like and Ovechkin were like singing along and stuff, and then like younger guys who just joined the league, like young stars, were like, what is this, like and it was like it was kind of a cool thing to see. And then after they just like went into it, my man hops into the orchestra, starts playing it. I'm like, yo, this is like wow, like my heart went like, damn, this is ESPN, like that was the vibe they gave. They're like, oh shit, this is ESPN, like because even I knew that song, but I didn't know it was ESPN. I just like heard it before. It's like a legendary little tune for hockey. So
this season's gonna be crazy. Like me personally, just watching it, like my very first time I watched a hockey game was definitely like in high school, and then it was like I wasn't really into it. Like I was just into it because everyone around me was into it. But now it's like I could catch myself so into a game that like I have to tell myself to chill because like yo, like
you get cheese sometimes. You're like, yo, what the hell are you guys doing?
Exactly. Like I literally have to tell myself to chill because this is crazy. Like I don't know what it is, man. I feel like this season is just gonna be crazy.
It's that tension buildup. Like that's the thing. Like you can't really explain it unless you watch like the sport. Like for me, ball. When I watch ball, like for the first like 3 quarters, like I'm watching it, I'm into it, but like I'm looking for like highlight plays and stuff. The only time where the intensity like really gets up there is like the 4th quarter, you know what I mean? Like that's where it's kind of like, yo, y'all gotta close out. And if it's not tight, it's kind of like the whole game's kind of chill. If you got like a 20-point lead and you hold that lead the game, like you're chilling, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of hard, like if you keep the momentum. But like I feel like hockey, you get a lot of those like close, high tension matches a lot more often, and if you've watched the game, there's always a chance. Like it's not over until it's over. Like it's really one of those sports. So I'm excited for the game to build. Honestly, I'm excited for so many things. I'm excited to see their first game against the Kraken. Like I'm excited to watch that. I kind of like we already got like our ticks for the season. We'll see what happens with that later. But like there's I want to get like I was gonna talk to you about getting some Kraken tickets. I don't know if you'd want to go see 2 games in 1 year, but. Like,
yeah, I don't know about all that, bro. I don't know about all that, bro.
One thing we need to do one time though is go watch a game in Vegas.
Oh, that'd definitely be down for it. I feel like that's one thing I also want to do. I feel like if I travel somewhere, I wanna watch like a main sport out there, whether it's hockey or basketball, or anything. Like I just want to go to the stadium and enjoy like the vibe and see how it is really.
I mean, I've heard Vegas is like Vegas is insane. They do a whole show and everything, like pregame show. They have the siren and stuff.
Vegas I'd definitely be down for that.
Like Vegas is like a party in an arena, like you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that's their only major sports team, and they've only had their first. And Vegas has been good ever since they were created. So it's
that's crazy.
I've heard it's wild out there. Like I've heard it's wild. Like the first year Vegas came into the league, did you ever hear about the Vegas flu, bro? Like they were talking about the Vegas flu because the first year Vegas was in the league, they were saying the players were just getting litty the night before, and I because they were like, yo, why is Vegas winning all these games? Like a 4th liner is like scoring 40. A 4th liner on the team that he got picked from is scoring 40 goals now on a new team. Like what's going on, bro? Like they're like, yo, the Vegas flu. So that's what people said was happening the first year, and I believe it. I believe it. Imagine you're a player in the league, you never played a game in Vegas before. It's the first season you get to play a game in Vegas. Like you're definitely getting litty, especially like some of those guys. It might even be their first time ever in Las Vegas because when are they going to Vegas when they're just traveling around the league all season, going back home to their country to like like practice and stuff like.
Yeah,
You know,
that actually, I don't know, man. A game in Vegas sound kind of crazy to
sounds
me,
like a
but
vibe.
I would do it, yo.
I would do it too. It's actually a bucket list thing for me, to be honest. And
Yeah,
I don't
do
really
it.
care if it's the Leafs because I know the tickets are gonna be insane if it's the Leafs. Like I don't mind watching someone else too. Just want to go see a Vegas game. Like
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I
but
might have to look at that.
yeah, man, we'll see what happens with the growth of ESPN. But I think that's it for us, my brother, man. Like I'm glad that you're getting. Honestly, I'm glad that you're getting into hockey. One thing too, I'm gonna give my man's a thanks too on the podcast for something else. I appreciate that you that I don't know if you guys saw that the part 1 and part 2 of like the hockey post that Mr. KB took those pictures, by the way. Like he has his own photography stuff going on too. If you all want to follow that, captured by Killian with a K, yeah. So,
Sir.
yeah. So he took those pictures of me, and he actually was the one who like suggested like, hey man, like why don't you write like a little something about like yo you in the sport of
Little was
hockey.
the key word.
He
Little was
said-
the key word.
He said little, and I was like all right, life story. Like, you know, so I wrote that whole life story piece, and he's like, yo, how are you gonna, like, what's wrong with you? Where are we posting this? Like, you know, I'm like, how about we split it into 2 posts and make it 2 parts? And honestly, like, of all the posts on our page, I look at those posts sometimes, and like, they hit me, and you know, shout out to KB for requesting us that out of you know that wholesome content. He pulled that from us, you know. So
What? It was you on the ice, but it was you performing your craft, bro.
hey man, it's us as always. It is, you know. Lace 'Em Up is a 2-man show. It's always gonna be a 2-man show. I don't know. Maybe we'll bring someone else in, but we're the vets, you know. We're the OGs, the core forever. So, thank you for listening in. We appreciate y'all, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Take it easy.
Peace.